Can you squat after a knee replacement? That's a common question that I hear as a physical therapist. Many people are worried that squatting may damage their new knee or worse, lead to a second surgery. Well, I'm here to tell you that yes, you can absolutely squat safely after a knee replacement. You can even squat with weights or squat below parallel if you work up to it the right way. In this video, I'll explain when it's safe to start squatting, and I'll show you step by step how to progress. Let's get started. Now, first of all, when is it safe to start squatting after a knee replacement? Well, that depends on what you mean by squatting. Probably in the first few weeks after surgery, you'll start using your surgical leg to help stand up from chairs. But to really start squatting for exercise, there are a few things you need first. Number one, I would make sure that your surgical incision is healed so it doesn't pull open as you start squatting. Additionally, you probably need to have at least 90 degrees of knee bending to start doing shallow body weight squats. Now, in the meantime, in the earlier stages, there are some things you can do to start preparing yourself to squat. Some of the very early exercises you do after a knee replacement, like doing heel slides, where you pull up like this, helps improve range of motion both in your knee, your hip, and in your ankle. Additionally, when you're trying to straighten your leg, doing a calf stretch with your leg out straight like this and pulling up on the toes helps you to straighten the knee a little bit farther, but it also helps improve the flexibility in your calves and the mobility in your ankle joint. And when you're squatting, you need range of motion at the ankle, the knee, and the hip. So those are some things you can do in the early stages, and chances are you're probably already doing those anyway. Now, a few things that are less common in physical therapy is working on hip rotation range of motion, because you need to be able to open up your hips when you're going down deeper into a squat. And to do that, one way to do it is just to lie on your back like this with knees bent however far you can comfortably, and then just letting the legs fall out to the side. The more you're able to bend your knees while doing this, the more opening up you get. Now, in the early stages, you probably want to avoid applying torque, like doing a piriformis stretch. But if you are later along in your rehab process, this is absolutely safe to do with a knee replacement. Additionally, you need strength out of your hips, and particularly your hip external rotators and glutes. So one thing you can start a low-level glute strengthening exercise is just doing a clamshell like this. Now, if you've watched some of my other glute strengthening videos, you'll probably know that I'm not a huge fan of clamshells overall, but as an early stage exercise after knee replacement, I think they're absolutely great. So that's something that you can use as a starter exercise to prepare yourself for squatting later on. Now, once you've gotten 90 degrees of bend in your knees and your surgical incision has healed, you're probably ready to do some body weight squats, but you're probably not going to do full squats initially. Doing a deeper squat requires much more than 90 degrees range of motion in your knee, so we're going to start out with some shallow squats. Now, one way to do that is just doing a sit to stand from a chair. And this is a good way to start out because it's safe. If you lose your balance or fall or your legs get too tired, you just plop back down in the chair. And so to do a sit to stand, you want to bend your knees as much as you're able to, lean your body weight out forwards. That brings range of motion into your hips and pre-activates your glutes. Then drive your heels down into the floor, driving the knees out to the side and come up to standing. Then reach back for the chair and sit back down. Come back up, reach back for the chair, sit back down. As you get stronger, you can start to just touch down lightly on the chair and come back up and just repeat like that. Now, eventually, you'll probably want to get down a little lower than the surface of the chair. So that's what we'll address in the next exercise. Next, when you're able to do 3 sets of 10 of chair stands, then you're ready to start progressing down a little bit lower. And a good way to do this is standing by a counter and then gradually progressing a little bit lower than the surface of the chair down to where your hips are approximately level with your knees at most when you're first starting out. So hold on to the counter. That allows you to sit back on your heels a little bit more, which activates your glutes. It also helps you not to lose your balance and fall backwards. So hold on to the counter, squat down as low as you feel comfortable going, and it won't be right down to parallel at first. You'll probably start doing some shallower squats initially, and then as you feel more comfortable, you can progress down deeper into the squat. Now, as I mentioned before, as you do get down deeper into a squat, you do require a little bit more hip external rotation to allow your hips to come down a little bit lower, which is why we worked on some of those earlier stage exercises. You don't want to allow your knees to collapse inwards as you're squatting, so make sure you keep them driven out. That uses your glute muscles sinking down as low as you feel comfortable going, working down to getting to parallel. Now, for most people, that doesn't happen until about 3 months, but once you can get down to parallel, you're ready to start adding some weight. Often one of the easiest ways to start squatting with weight is just to hold a light dumbbell out in front of you. Start with something light and then progress your way up as you get stronger. How heavy exactly it will be will depend to some extent on your body weight. For a 200-pound male, say 10 pounds is only 5% of their body weight, whereas for a 100-pound female, it's 10% of their body weight. So start with what feels comfortable for you. You can also use a kettlebell as another option. And then don't be afraid to progress to heavier weights as you feel able. Work your way up gradually. There's no absolute limit as to the amount of weight you can lift after knee replacement. So there's no limit like 10 pounds or 50 pounds, but do use reason. And you should feel some muscle discomfort or muscle soreness from working your muscles hard, but you shouldn't feel any sharp stabbing joint pain. Now, what about squatting down into a deep squat after knee replacement? Is that safe? There's nothing absolutely wrong with it, but many people just won't be able to get there. It does require a lot of range of motion at your knees, as well as at your ankles, as well as at your hips. And if you have some arthritis in other areas, you may just find that you can't get into this position. However, if you can get here and it's not too much of a struggle and it's not painful, there's nothing absolutely wrong with squatting below parallel. Probably where you'll have more trouble is actually in the things that were left over. So your old kneecap, your muscles around the joint, or you just may, depending on what type of prosthetic you have, not have the range of motion available to get that low. And that's absolutely okay. So hopefully this video helped decrease your fear of squatting after knee replacement. If you'd like more tips to help you recover from a knee replacement, check out my knee replacement recovery playlist right over here. But before you go, if you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you get notified of my future tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.